Live trading room, the Thursday session. How's everyone doing today? I don't know about you. I'm ready for the week to be over. I'm ready for the week to be over. Welcome for you guys joining on YouTube and TradingView as well. We're doing another viewer's choice today because I don't really have a lot to look at. So if you would like me to analyze something for you, type it into the chat and we can get to it first. I says, doing great. Just planning my next week's vacation. Nice. You going anywhere special? I've got a bunch we've been traveling a lot this summer, which is not my usual thing. Makes life a little bit busier, but I suppose it's good. But that's awesome. We're running through the gauntlet of monetary policy this week. We've got one more left, Bank of Japan, which they're not going to change anything, but the statement's going to be important, especially following up on what they said late last week. We had a surprise Swiss hike today. I don't know if any of you guys looked at the Swiss pairs at all. Surprise Swiss hike today. And then Bank of England they kind of underwhelmed. And that's been the vibe of the market so far. Everyone else has been kind of getting more aggressive. And they kind of said, we're going to stay the same. So a little disappointment there, I think, in the market. Again, as far as the expectation. I says first, Austria for a couple days, then Estonia. Nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. I heard Austria is beautiful. Heard it is beautiful. Or I've seen it. I watched a lot of those National Geographic things and a lot of stuff about the world. But just seeing cool places, I like it. So it's on my checklist as well. Orsi says it is. Awesome. All right. Is there any place in particular you guys would like to start today? Again, we're making it a viewer's choice day, really, because I don't really have a lot of interest in anything that's out there. But we still want to look around. We'll probably do more of a lower time frame scan today. Again, the higher time frames, we're just going to take some time for some new setups to set up. First time traveling alone. Nice. Well, I hope you enjoy some peace, some time of self-reflection. I like being alone. This sounded horrible, right? It's good. Good for the mind and the spirit. All right. We got no one on YouTube chiming in. Let me see. I'm going to have to find something for you guys then. I thought someone would be able to type something in. Let's go to euro yen was violated, dollar yen was violated. So let's go to dollar yen. We'll do dollar yen because this was an interesting pair that I don't think we looked at with the live stream, but we talked about you guys. And we were talking yesterday. We had a really good conversation yesterday about morphing patterns. And morphing patterns, hey Casey, morphing patterns is when one thing turns into another thing. And it is a common occurrence in the market. And, another important factor in the market that we need to remember is that we're in the business of making predictions, right? We are not in the business of controlling the market. Despite what your trader friend on Twitter or on the trading forum says, we don't know what will happen. I remember having that. I don't know if you guys remember from the last workshop we did. Remember that guy who was 100% convinced that something had to happen? I don't know if you guys remember the conversation. It got me really upset in the middle of just because I respect the market, it got me really upset in the middle of a presentation where it's like the pound Aussie has to go higher. I'm like, well, it has to, like with 100% certainty, or can we agree that even if you're 99.9% sure, there's still that 0.01% of uncertainty because, we can't control the market. He's like, no, 100%. So I took it to another level. I'm like, hey, so you would bet the kids and the wife and the house? Yeah. And I had nothing more after that. And then it went down. So he was wrong. So, and I never saw him again. So understand we have no control of the market. The market's going to do whatever it wants, whenever it wants. And many times in the market, our analysis is going to have to change, whether it's a violation. Oh, now I got some stuff coming in from from YouTube. Maybe we'll make this a longer session because I think it'll be quick. All right, we'll look at. I'll do the dollar yen, then we'll look at. I'll do the dollar yen real quick, then we'll look at pound yen and the S&P. But I keep forgetting there's a delay there. But things often change, and we have to accept that. We spoke about this yesterday, and all week we were looking for. Last week heading into this week, we were looking at the ascending triangle. Right, if we go back in time, right here. Bang, one of my favorite patterns. We did a whole trading edge video on this, but ascending triangle. Now, again, this was an ascending triangle that wasn't at a great location in the market. We were right at previous levels of structure. So if you guys remember from our video, we're like, man, this is my favorite pattern, but we're at a bad location, so I don't know about taking it. But nonetheless, what would we expect, again, just in general from this pattern, structure aside, what would we expect from this pattern formation? Just knowing the specifics of the patterns, knowing the probability. We would expect a break to the upside. You're going to see this a lot with double tops and double bottoms too. So life went on, and we ended up getting our breakout. And we had a good conversation yesterday about how it wasn't, there's not a lot of conviction in the breakout, right? It broke out, but just kind of dipped a toe in, didn't really jump in the pool. Colin says maybe he did bet the wife or kids. I hope not, but he was pretty convinced, Colin. I'm telling you, it was weird because it's like that old was it the Chinese way of interrogation where they try to get you just to admit a little bit that you may disagree. So I gave him every out in the world, and he didn't take it. So maybe he did. Maybe he was desperate. Maybe he did bet the wife and kids. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, we didn't get a lot of conviction in this breakout. We came down again, right? Crossed the halfway point, which again, I've never tested this personally, but kind of the deal is where, if a pattern retests past the halfway point, that's usually a negative sign for continuation. Again, I haven't personally tested that. That's something you can look into if you're going to be a breakout trader. But not a lot of conviction in this. Then we got a little bit of a move higher again. And we spoke yesterday about how this turned from what was a ascending triangle into really a rising channel, right? Equipped with bearish diversions. Now, big difference between an ascending triangle and a rising channel, right? Ascending triangle, we expected bullish breakout. Rising channel, what type of pattern is that? It's a relief pattern, right? It's a loss of momentum pattern. A rising channel is a loss of momentum pattern where the upward move is kind of losing momentum, and we would expect some type of relief, right? So again, if you're going to be a trader, you have to prepare for you to be all set on one thing, and you can't get dug into it. Once the information is there that something has changed, you can't just be blinded and say, "Oh no, it's still this, it's still that," because we're so in love with our trading idea, right? You have to be able to adjust and adapt. And sometimes that means physically adjusting and adapting, moving stops to break even, trailing your stop, taking profit, graceful exit, all the stuff we talk about. Or sometimes it just means mentally adapting, right? For example, I'm not someone that takes a graceful exit trade, right? I've tried it, just doesn't fit with my philosophy. It doesn't fit with my personality, I should say, not my philosophy, my personality in the market. But you'll see me do this all the time, right? I'll be here in the live room. I'll be in a trade. The trade may give us, let's say I'm in a short, for example, and the trade gives us a higher high, higher close above structure. What's the first thing I usually say? And this is it's not really talked about, but it's very important to your trading. What's the first thing I usually say? Let's pretend I'm in a double top. Let's pretend price breaks and closes above that double top. However, I'm not stopped out. Do I go about yelling, "Yeah, man, I'm going to win. Market can't get me"? Or do I say, "Guys, this is probably going to be a loser"? Right? It's the latter. And what I do when I'm saying that is I'm mentally preparing myself for a loss. So again, you can physically or literally prepare yourself on the chart by adjusting stops, by taking profit, by gracefully exiting, something like that. It's also important to mentally adjust yourself. And then you may ask yourself, what's the point of that mental adjustment, Akil? Isn't that just being a pessimist? Isn't that just spitting in bad juju to the market? Well, no. What I'm doing is I'm preparing myself for the most likely event. Yes, and then I cry behind the screen, Orsi. Thanks for sharing it. I wasn't going to share it to live streamers. Gosh, that was supposed to be between us in the live room. They don't know about our cry sessions. They just think it's a 13-minute break. It's a cry session. Now they know. Now they know. Thank you. You spilled the beans. Sheesh. I've got an internet reputation to uphold. Now there's going to be crying emojis all over the internet. But yeah, I do that because I want to mentally prepare myself. Most trading mistakes come from when we're in a period of distress. Most trading mistakes come from when we have an emotional reaction to the market, right? Have you guys ever revenge traded? Give me a yes if you ever revenge traded. Give me a yes if you've ever moved the stop loss back. Give me a yes if you've ever taken targets early. Do you know why that stuff happens? Because you're caught off guard. Emotions. You get this emotional rush, and all of a sudden you have to do something. And that something is typically self-preservation. If I move stops back, I push back the pain a little bit, right? Like hiding your report card from your parents. Like they're gonna see it eventually. You're just making the situation worse, right? So if you can mentally prepare that the most likely outcome has changed. It shifted from, hey, probabilities say I should win. We know we never win every trade, but probabilities say if I take this over time, I should win, to probability shifted like, hey, this is probably going to be a loser because a key level was violated. You've mentally prepared yourself to handle that. And that way, if price does push up, you no longer have that emotional reaction because you've already kind of accepted it in your head. So it's not a negative to do that. It's actually a positive because losses are natural. Losses are going to come, unless you're that one guy trading the pound Aussie. Losses are going to come. The key to trading success, one of the biggest differences between successful traders and struggling traders, is that successful traders take the losses they're supposed to take. Struggling traders, they make their losses worse. And as soon as you make your losses worse, now you're messing with your edge because now you're taking away from your winners. You're sabotaging it. Push it, especially when you're stopped out and the trade is going your way. Oh yeah, that's it. Never fun, never fun. So I thought that was a cool lesson here on the dollar again. We did get some ideas shot in from YouTube. I promised I would look at them. Someone says, Akil, what do I see on the power yen? The pound yen says Forex militia. What you have a specific time frame you would like me to look at? Because that view is going to change based on the time frame. How bad does this suck, guys? Anybody upset about this? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Yeah, but let me know if you have a specific time frame you want me to take a look at, and I will do it. In the meantime, guys, if you're on YouTube, hit that like button while we're waiting for that comment to come in. Show your support. And we'll hit the pound yen, and then I think it was the S&P. Please analyze S&P. I was thinking we can get a retracement, but things are going south. All right, so we'll weekly. Okay, so let's go to the weekly. So we just came off a cipher here, pound yen. Let's go on the weekly, and let's see what's happening here, pound yen. So first thing that stands out for you on the weekly, what do you guys see? Identify, predict, decide, execute. I was just having this conversation with a trader as well. See, why is it whenever I start something, trucks and lawnmowers want to come? Sheesh. Double top, right? Double top. Now, always want to look left, structure leaves clues. So what I like doing is this: just draw a simple line out, just as a point of reference. I apologize for the noise in the background, and we want to see bigger picture. Where are we at in the market, right? So we have a previous inside level. Our next structure high is essentially right up here at 172.84s. We double topped kind of right in the middle of this consolidation zone. I am curious to see if there's any type of volume spikes in that level. Nothing too significant, but a little one right in the middle. So we've double topped, but this is interesting, right? And again, I was talking to a trader this morning about this. It's a double top, yes, but also depending on how you define your double tops, right? So, and that's the thing about trading. There's so many definitions depending on who you go to, right? Because it may be a valid double top for some and maybe an invalid double top for others, right? It is a beautiful looking double top. It is symmetrical. It's got two very nice tails, right? Look at the legs on those candles. Yep. However, the one problem for me is that the valley of this double top, meaning the retracement point, came back down to a previous level of structure. So a move from this structure level up here, right, 169s, I would expect a retracement to this level. So the fact that that already happened, for me personally, takes away from any trading opportunity because we've already come to the level that I would expect us to come to. So I don't necessarily want to bet on us going there again. Now, if that doesn't matter to you, right, obviously the double top can be a nice entry in its own right. If you're looking for more of a conservative entry based off the double top, you can wait for the double top and then some more confirmation with the lower low, lower close. So if we're looking here on the weekly candle, if we get a close for the week, that could be a nice entry reason for you. Now, Justin says potential Gartley on the weekly as well. Check your data. The C leg is going to be a little bit higher than the A leg. But check your data, but it should be. Visually, it looks like it's the same, but and again, you always want to check your data, trade what you see. Larry Pesavento, great book for beginner technical analysis. You're going to see that the high here is 168.72 for our C leg. The high for our A leg is 168.43. So it looks like it visually, but there's actually like a 30 pip difference in there. So it's technically going to be an invalid C leg for an advanced pattern formation. But again, yeah, lower low, lower close, that would be a very positive sign. Now, whether this is a trading opportunity for you or not depends on what your expectations are. So again, if my expectations are only a retest of structure here, if I have zero confidence that we're going to come down and retest the low, is there any way I can have a quality risk reward taking this lower low, lower close? What do you guys think? Kamani says, what about the fact, I'm a little late on these messages. What about the fact that we failed to create a new high? Yeah, that is important. But it doesn't take away from the fact that I have nowhere to, it doesn't, it's important as far as the hold. It's important to understand that we may see consolidation. The fact that we failed to create a new high, which is essentially the second test of the double top, it doesn't affect my downside prediction. Does that make sense, guys? It looks like you guys on the live stream are going to get a little bonus session today, so you're welcome. It doesn't affect my downside prediction, right? Again, the fact that we didn't violate the highs to the upside says something about our continuation, right? I wouldn't be looking for any type of continuation here because this should have been the extension leg and we failed. So that's a negative side saying, hey, Keel, we need to wait for more information before we look for any continuation trades. But the fact that we held doesn't change the fact that doesn't make me all of a sudden want to shoot for or expect a retracement here versus here. So that's the question we want to ask ourselves, right? Does it give us any added information that affects our prediction? And again, for some traders, it may be yes. For other traders, it may be no. That's going to be up to you and your analysis and I don't want to say your level of aggression, but how you read the markets and how you make predictions. So it's a very nice hold of structure. I don't see a trading opportunity I can take advantage of. However, I would say this: if you are someone that is predicting a retest of the lows down here, now all of a sudden you may be in a position where you can have maybe a good risk reward. Let's throw this bad boy up here, see what it is. If we just get short, let's say we close right here. Obviously, you never know. If you're shooting for the lows down here at 151.75s, right? If you're right above this entry candle, you can pretty much lock in a quality risk reward. Getting above the double top, you should still be able to get more than the 1-to-1. So if you're predicting a move to the lows here, I think it's still a decent trading opportunity if you get this confirmation. Again, this is a weekly, so you've got time. You've got time to watch and remeasure and watch and remeasure. This candle's going to be moving for a few more days. But those are my thoughts on the pound yen weekly. Any questions about that, guys? Before he says, doesn't look like a good risk reward. I did see divergence on your RSI. Yep. So divergence here, we got technically higher highs here. Oh, sorry. But we got price up here. We've got divergence. Yep. Now, again, the question I want to ask, and this is important. Does that divergence, the presence of divergence, and this is a really good question. How does it affect our trade? I would like to hear what you guys think. How does it affect our trade if it affects our trade? What would you guys say? Put your thinking caps on. Man, I had a teacher that used to say that. All right, class, put your thinking caps on. And then me being the smart behind. But miss, you said we weren't allowed to wear hats in class. I loved hats as a kid. Still love hats now. So every time she would say that, and then I'd get in trouble. I was that kid. But yeah, so divergence on the RSI. How does that affect our trade or our analysis? Does it affect our analysis? I'll give you a clue. It does have an effect. But does it have an effect that changes it? So Evan says, I just use it as confluence. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, Evans. So divergence is something you like to pair, just like overbought or oversoldness, something you like to pair with a double top, right? It gives it more confluence. It builds a better case for the double top, correct? Yep. And Kamani over on YouTube said it really, really good as well. We have divergence, but it is not in line with our overall prediction. So I don't want to say it's not in line because it stands by itself. It's in line, but Orsi mentioned, does it change the analysis? So divergence is something that we may like to have. If you don't know what divergence is, just let me know. Divergence is something that we may like to have to give confirmation for our double tops or for, whatever different pattern we're looking for. But in this case, a double top. And it may give us more points in our CTS score. Right? But does it affect our overall analysis? Because there are two separate parts of trading, right? There is, I like to say this, there is the what and the where, right? There is the what and the where. I was going to label them, but they both start with the same letter, so that's going to get confusing. But the what is the actual thing. So the what in this situation would be the double top. That's the trading thing that's on our chart that we're interested in. The where is the overall analysis. Both of these things have to align in order for us to have good trading opportunities. I got to be careful. That's really close to something else, Akil. Ooh. Dangerous grounds there, drawing those squigglies. Right? So although that divergence does affect the double top, it's a positive for it, it doesn't affect the overall analysis. So even with the presence of divergence, it doesn't take away the fact that we retest the structure. It doesn't take away the fact that our prediction may be only here versus down here. So that was a very, very good question. I think it's important for traders to understand that, because what I see with a lot of newer traders fall in love with the thing, right? We talked about understanding candlestick definitions the other day, right? A lot of newer traders fall in love with, ooh, a morning star, ooh, a double top, ooh, a flag, right? They know what the thing is, but they don't understand that the thing is only as important as the location of the thing in the market. So good question. All right. Let's head over to what were we supposed to look at next? I forgot. S&P. And the question was, Akil, I was looking for, here's a nice Gartley on S&P. Akil, I was looking for, I think, a retracement. Am I guessing a correction, like a bullish retracement? Was it? And I apologize. It was a long time ago. My memory can't remember 2 minutes ago. Please analyze. I was thinking we can get a retracement, but things are going south. So I'm guessing a bullish retracement. So here's the first question. Well, let's say this. So I guess I'm trying to figure out what what do we have recently in the S&P? We have a lower low, lower close, right? Now, we're always going to find structure because, again, this thing traditionally just goes up. So we're always going to find key levels of structure. So, but in general, when we have a lower low, lower close, that allows us, when we identify a lower low, lower close, it allows us to make the prediction that price is likely to continue lower. So again, it takes away any bullish prediction. So the next thing we need to ask ourselves, and again, if you're depends if you're trading or investing in the S&P, there are some fundamental issues that we need to pay attention to as well, because that is going to have an effect. But speaking from strictly a technical perspective, what we need to do is identify the next level of structure. And then once we identify the next level of structure, we need to wait for our reason for entry, right? So we're coming down, we're at a decent level of structure right now, but again, on the S&P, we're going to find decent levels of structure all over the place. So it's very important that we understand what our reversal signals look like, because we are going to hit structure over and over and over again. And it's one big underlapping level of structure. So we need to be very patient in allowing price action to test that structure and waiting for our reversal reasons, and probably being a little bit more conservative. Now, again, I don't have a problem right here. This was a decent 26.18 opportunity. Maybe you did or did not get an opportunity to trade it, but that's not a problem here. But you can still bet on a reversal to the upside. I think you should take fundamental factors into play as well, because there's this the new kind of popular thing out there is buy the dip, right? Everyone wants to buy the dip now because it's popular, but if you buy every dip, you'll go broke, right? You need to buy the correct dip, the hopefully the final dip. If you just go around buying dips, you're going to go broke pretty quickly. So yeah, I would just, right now there's no new analysis I can add. We've come into another underlapping level of structure. If you want to be safe, I'd look for a full rotation, right? So if we know that this is our most recent new structure low, would you guys agree? Right here? Or, I mean, this is our previous one. Sorry, this is our new structure low. This is our previous structure low. That makes this what? Our previous outside return, right? How do we know when a trend is violated? We look for a violation of the outside return. So taking out these highs would be a very positive sign. Doesn't mean a reversal in trend, but at least it means a rotation in trend. And that's the first step. Then you can decide if you want to be aggressive, maybe take the first dip, or wait for a full reversal in trend before getting involved. But that's how I would play it. I don't think there's any need to rush, especially given the environment that we're in. I would be very cautious, and again, it depends on your time duration of trading as well. But typically, if you're trading the S&P, you're probably if you're trading it on the daily here, you're probably a longer term trader. When this thing reverses, it's going to go all the way up to new highs. So there's going to be a lot of meat on the bone for you to trade. So I don't think there's any reason to be super greedy. I would rather be cautious and wait for the right signals than be greedy and get spanked by the market. So awesome. Let me get a few more questions here. Again, it's a kind of a bonus longer session because I started with stuff and then I went to other stuff, but it's all good. For the live stream, that is. Live rumors, we're going to be here forever anyway. Real quick. Kill the fact that we are making a series of lower lows and lower highs on the hourly pound yen. Can that make you look for shorts on that time frame? It could. Again, if you have a prediction of where we're likely to go next, it's all gonna be on your prediction. That is what matters. Going back to the pound yen on the hourly, we have a series of we have this downward move from the double top. We have a series, a bearish trend here. Here's the question you want to ask yourself. All right, so if we go lower, where are we likely to go lower to? And is there really anything on my chart that allows me to look to get short? So the way these candles ended, right? These Tues are like candles. I have zero interest in getting short here. But it all ends up being, well, where do you think price is going to go to? And again, it's blending the two together. We can't just. I feel like we're just looking at one thing, and I know we're dealing with a different audience, but I feel like we're just picking out one thing and we're saying, hey, because this one thing is happening, I want to do this. And the truth is, in trading, it takes a lot of things. It takes the analysis. And it takes this specific pattern or signal. But yeah, I don't have any interest in shorts with this on the hourly. Again, I see these wicks right here. These wicks tell us what, guys? What's down here? Buying pressure. The question is, do I want to fight past, like, where do I take targets? How do I fight past this? And the answer is I can't. So I don't have any interest right now. If these candles were different, perhaps. But from what we're currently seeing on the chart, I would have no interest in being a seller here on the hourly either. And again, doesn't mean you can't. Just means I don't. What do you think about smart money concepts, and do you use them? Oh man, I can get on an hour-long rant about that. Let me try to condense this. I think your goal as a trader, as a retail trader, should be to accept that you're a retail trader, accept that you have zero control over the market, unless you're that pound Aussie guy we talked about earlier. And our job is to identify where smart money is interested. And get some piece of the pie. That is my accepted role as a trader, right? My accepted role as a trader is that I'm not going to be the lion. I'm not going to be the lion that hunts down the gazelle and rips it to shreds and eats all the meat. No, I'm going to be what's another animal? I was going to say a vulture. What's hyenas? Do they do that? Hyenas get a bad rap, man. We think of them as being evil because of the Lion King. They're not really actually not evil, but I'm the hyena that, when the lion is running and tearing this gazelle apart and it's dropping little scraps, I'm there right next to it, picking up the scraps, right? I'm that person where the delivery truck left the back door open. If the delivery truck is smart money, they left the back door open and then some of the goods and some of the fruit is falling out and I'm running next to it, kind of picking up apples and pears. That's me. That's me. I'm just trying to be in the. I got many many. I'm the ambulance chasing lawyer, right? We can do this forever. Our point is, right, we are trying to identify where smart money is at, and we're just trying to get the scraps. We're not trying to outbid smart money. We're not trying to outplay smart money. I'm not trying to tell smart money what to do, when to do it. I just want to identify, where is that delivery truck going to be? What time? I might happen to be in that area. Oh, there it goes, and it's dropping stuff, and I'm picking it up. So we can get to the whole manipulation part of it. That's that's a rant if for a long time. I'm not sure if I have a podcast on that or not, but do I believe that smart money controls supply and demand? Yes. You watch how this dollar prediction plays out, and remember that we spoke about it for the last 2 weeks. But that's a different story. Oh, here's the spammers. How did they keep getting in? I thought I banned you. Do I have to ban them every day? How do I ban someone from this? I'm going to put them in timeout. Here we go. You're on timeout, buddy. But yeah, I do believe in smart money concepts. Yes. That is how the market moves. The market doesn't move because of us. It moves because of the insiders. Insiders, smart money, institutional traders, whatever you want to call them. But yes. Someone says there was a gap earlier in the week. I thought it would fill. I was thinking at least 50% retracement of the move down. All right. So cool. Thank you guys for joining. Longer session this week on YouTube, but I appreciate it. Again, if you like it, hit the like button. Yeah, we didn't check. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to do any more. I don't want to make this too long of a session. I gotta respect our live rumors. Usually we look at one trading situation. Today we did it a little bit longer because I started talking and other stuff came in. But yeah, maybe next time. Or you can find me on social media and shoot me a message, and maybe I'll get it in for the trading edge video this week. Real quick, guys, no live room on Tuesday. I got to say it now before I forget. I've got jury duty. I mentioned this yesterday. Jury duty on Tuesday. So I'll let you guys know, depending on how Tuesday goes, if I can slither myself out of jury duty. Then we'll have it for the rest of the week. If not, then it may be a no live room week if I got to do my business. But hopefully I can slither my way out. I'm going to start rehearsing my answers. What do you think about police? I hate them. I hate them all. Everyone's guilty, but everyone's also innocent. I'm crazy. And just see if they let me out. Seriously though, my plan was just tell them I was a trader. So when it says, like, what do you do for a living? I'm a day trader in the Forex market. I'll get this guy out of here. He's crazy. This guy's a gambler. He's a reckless gambler. Get him out of here. No. Gartley? Just start naming random things. Cypher? That'll be enough. No lawyer wants me on the on the jury. They'll question my decision making skills. You do what? Forex market? Yeah, I don't think this guy is good.